Hello to my cancers. Cancers. All right, we are still in this full moon energy, Cancer. So let's get into your reading. Let's get into your reading. I won't keep you all too long because we are in full moon energy, and I do see in your previous reading some money is coming to you all, and so I know you all want to prepare for. Some of you all want to prepare for that. Let's set the tone for your reading before we pull that first card that wanted to come out. What is this? Oh, the Sun card. Okay. So we know what the Sun card means. The Sun card means success, shining a light on some things. Somebody feeling very happy and successful. All right. All right. Here we go. Your past is calling. Don't answer. Yeah, you all being successful. You know, people want to come back out of the woodwork. What they talking about? What they talk about, Kansas? What they want to say? Remember that dollar that I let you hold back in the day? Can I get that dollar back? Say, God no. So anyway, let's get into your reading. Kansas. Let's go. So yeah. All right. Your past is calling. Don't answer. Yeah, don't answer. Yeah. That's why I speak so highly of zodiac signs on my channel, because I want people to know that no matter how many karmics you may have, karmics you may have been, that's generational. Like karmic ties, people go through powerful transformations all the time, and you may have just been around. You may have been raised around over nurturers, or it could have been on the opposite end of that, right? So. But yeah, you're very successful. You see the Sun card come out. Light was shine on something. Something was brought to the forefront. Like it's like a spotlight was shown on something. Your past is calling. Let's see. 857 creative flow. You are ready. Your angels are telling you that the creative flow of ideas is coming fast. There is a lot being fed to you, and it's not essential that you remember or absorb it all right now. So sit quietly in meditation for a few minutes and write down anything that comes up. Continue to write things down throughout the day. So creative flow. Somebody is really in a creative flow right now. So you've been having a lot of ideas of some things that you've been wanting to do. It may not all come to you. The full moon energy is like the light has been turned on from the inside, like it's on full, it's 100% turned on, right? The light has been turned on. So that can be overwhelming. You're trying to sleep, trying to go about your regular activities, Cancer, your daily activities. So just write down what you can remember. Maybe at one point you said, okay, you want to write a book. Then you said you want to, start a clothing line. Maybe you said you wanted to, write poems, or you wanted to. Who knows what you said you wanted to do? Right, go to class. I mean, I don't know what you said you want to do, but anything from your past that you know is a karmic. Because here we have this number 8 right here. Source needs the number 8 lets me know that somebody is focused. You're really, really focused. But something number 5 lets me know that there could be an energy that kind of has you almost indecisive, almost at a midpoint. One in particular is sources reiterating. Go ahead and just close it out. Go ahead and close it out. Yeah, your past is calling. Don't answer. Some energy from your past is calling. It could have you almost indecisive, like in between, could be a distraction. That could be confusing, right? Because they could have low self-esteem, or, they could feel burned out or confused themselves, but they could be still. Remember I was telling y'all about karmics, right? They could be still tied, karmically tied to karmic relationships that they're not ready to detach from. That could throw you into their karmic cycle. So said, don't don't get distracted. Just some things that you've been saying you want to do. A light is on full blast on something. So you've been saying you want to do this, you want to do that, you want to do this. You hit the lottery for $1. You've been wanting to, do some things with that dollar, right? So anyway, I'm kidding. Here we have the high priestess. So this is your light high priestess energy. So yeah, and I'm seeing you winning, right? So yeah, you feeling good. So something could kind of have you at a crossroad, but you're feeling you're in good spirits. You're trying to create something new. This is the Ace of Cups. So you're not going backwards. You're not going back to a bunch of confusion. Yep. Some energies know that you're about to create something new. I don't know what you all are creating because this is a general reading. But so it's saying get as far away from karmic relationships. Somebody may be getting ready to start taking flights. This is a 8 of Wands here. You may be getting ready to start taking trips and stuff. It just as fast as you would be on a plane. You're getting as far away from karmics as possible. People that's still indecisive. If they can't make a clear decision, let's say, for instance, it's a family member. Let's say, for instance, it's one of your cousins, right, that y'all were real close growing up. And they are still tied to family members who have burned you. And they're calling, because they'd be from your past, right? They're calling. Hey, I'm so sorry. I had no idea all of this stuff was going on. If I had known to, at that very moment, you're like, I'm not dealing with them anymore, but if you're still connected to them, I'm going to have to go ahead and release you. But let me think about, I'm going to have to release you. I'm just going to have to release you. Now that everything is fully out there, you're just going to have to release you. Yeah. Because you're trying to feel like you have a whole new lease on life. They may not even known why, how, what situation got them money. They may be completely clueless. Didn't have a clue. Didn't ask a question. Something around money or something where they was feeling like a whole new lease on life. But that's what I'm feeling like for somebody. There's gonna be somebody who didn't ask where the money came from. Didn't ask anything about the money. All they knew is that they were just something new came in for them. It came in fast. They didn't ask any questions. Didn't ask who was involved, what happened, nothing. Didn't ask about you, nothing. And so, yeah, people are still confused. People are going to be very confused. So, yeah, somebody has your back. While people were lying behind your back, somebody had your back. So, here we had a 10 of Pentacles here. You know your worth and you know your value, right? You got big money coming in. But, yeah, there's some energy it's going to be like, well, we had no idea. We just knew that money was coming in fast. We had no idea where it was coming from. We didn't ask one question. Just on the receiving end. Feeling like a whole new lease on life. But nobody didn't notice that you weren't around. This is work, family, and blood relative or blood relative family. Nobody noticed that you weren't there. Like, come on now. You're closing out a cycle, enforcing a boundary. Yeah, so I see you being more conservative with your time. You see, you know your worth and your value. Some energies intentionally left you out of something, thinking that if they leaving you out of something, this could have been job, your work, family, or whatever the case may be. This is something definitely was intentional. You have somebody who succumbed to passive and powerless behavior, someone who was egotistical, materialistic, and forceful, made a quick judgment to leave you out of something. Everybody looking around, something new was created. A child could have been born. I mean, if it was a blood relative, somebody could have gotten married. A new baby could be in the family. Somebody didn't invite somebody. So it's just saying, these are karmics. You're moving on. That could be a situation. It could also be, like I said before, you could have been left out of like some inheritance or something. Everybody was standing around celebrating. Everybody was just getting money. Nobody was asking where you were. People signing leases, doing. Nobody even asked where you were. So source is saying, too busy people looking down on you. Too busy creating lies. So source is saying, yeah, you got some kind of a new partnership coming in, new partnership, a new partnership in business or new partnership in love. But again, your past is calling. People are gonna be like, well, I had your back, and I heard, I wasn't sure what to believe. I didn't know all of this confusion going on. So source is saying they can be confused. Still moving on. They're still karmics. They're still karmics because money is coming in. Yep. You and somebody are back in the saddle again. Coming out again in this reading. Like I said, your past is calling. You had a guardian angel watching over you. Guardian angel watching over you because some people were lining up a storm about you and somebody, and they were determined. It was a Leo. Somebody was determined to make you look like this dark energy, right? Except you had done the shadow work. So, yeah. And they were ruthless, but you're free. Yeah, you're free from all of that. Yeah, but as clear as I'm sitting here reading your cards, there's definitely some energies. Like I said, something took off like wildfire, but you're free from all these. You putting a manhole cover over the past. A lot of stuff was said and done behind your back. You're cutting energies off. But see, what's happening now is that your spiritual gifts have actually increased. This is what you inherited, more of your spiritual gifts. Something about your energy, in hindsight, you're going to be able to tell, like in hindsight, you were talking to somebody on the phone. This is family, by the way, right? Family. Somebody sounded like they were scared or like they had been drinking or something sounded off about them. In hindsight, it's going to be crystal clear, Cancer. In hindsight, it's going to be crystal clear. Like, oh my God, why wasn't I more assertive? Because somebody was trying to drag you into some kind of confusion. That's what this is, trying to drag you into some kind of confusion. But anyway, you and somebody are getting money. Yeah, Tower. You know, the Tower fell on some energies. They told a lot of lies about you and somebody. So, somebody was looking for you to save them. I guess the energy, somebody must have been depressed. Somebody could have been depressed. They were around a master manipulator. So whoever this energy was, like every time they may have talked to you, they may have been motivated to talk to you, but somebody was like hovering and watching over their shoulders. Whoever this was. Could have been somebody's kids or something like that. Somebody was hovering, or it was a kid or a mentee, or somebody was just hovering and watching, like this lion right here, watching over their shoulders, listening to every little thing that was saying, becoming familiar with, every little thing and how to manipulate situations, right, for money. Yeah. And so in hindsight, you're going to be able to tell, you're going to know how to manipulate us, like how somebody was manipulating you. Like basically, don't call Cancer. Cancer will call you. Because basically, like whoever these energies were basically like you, treating you like as you were less than. So it doesn't really matter how much money you make, how much, whatever. But now people want to call you. So, anyway. Yeah. Somehow these energies always felt like, I don't know. I can't even make it make sense. So, yeah, we ain't even going to try to make it make sense. Don't answer. Your past is calling. Don't answer. You got some kind of partner. Somebody's getting married. Some kind of partnership in business and partnership in love is coming across your path. Your high priestess gifts. I mean, your reading is great. But I'm telling you, all these energies want to leave you out of something concerning money, telling a bunch of lies, creating a bunch of this and that. So it's just saying, that spell word got sent right back. They hurry up and jump to conclusions. Jumped on a lie, right? Yep. So you and somebody can now get back to work. Because somebody went down a rabbit hole to find out what kind of work you and somebody actually does. This keeps coming out in the reading. Keeps coming out in the reading. Some of y'all post y'all jobs on social media and people still lying. Like, what the heck? Yeah, some of y'all post y'all jobs on social media and people are still lying, creating lies, creating a bunch of chaos and confusion. Yeah, but you found your star. There's hope, bliss, and optimism. That's why I always say keep your vibrations high. Keep your vibrations high. Your past is calling. Don't answer. Because these same energies that invested so much time in something, it's over. They were obsessed. They were obsessed. Obsessed with money. Yeah. And money is coming to you. Yep. It was two karmics. They got everybody on their team, huh? Yep. Had people mad, said you better not come back around. I mean, just everybody had their torches in hand. Yeah, these are two karmics. Actually three, but you know, who's counting? Yep. Bullies. Bullies. Yeah, but you're raising your frequency. Your head and heart are no longer at war with each other. Your head and heart are no longer at war with each other. You found your star. You're moving on. Like I said before, you're putting a manhole cover over the past. You are, and that's going to break any kind of spell work, any horrible wishes that people may have about you or anybody that you're connecting with in any way, shape, form, or fashion. You and somebody are now aligning yourselves with energies that's just keeping you enlightened. You're raising your frequency. Yeah. Energies that's very clear, very wise, very clear. You know. Yeah. Very compassionate. You know, energies that are very compassionate. Towards all walks of life. You're very compassionate towards all walks of life. That's what you want to align yourself with. People who are compassionate towards all walks of life, right? So, yeah. The energies that people were playing mind games with and saying who was hostile and argumentative and whatever people were saying. That's what the same thing that you have in common with people. But source is saying those are karmics because they have something unresolved. That's what karmics are. You know that you have you have some spiritual warfare on the inside that you need to work out within yourself, right? But to stay connected to somebody else's karma, they cannot show compassion towards mankind for whatever reason. And they're telling you they can't show compassion towards mankind for whatever reason. They jump on any bandwagon. They don't need much to go to judge people, to compete, compare. So anyway, like I said, money is coming across your path. All right, let's see. All right. Let's see here. Let's see. So make a meal. Someone is very healthy. Make a meal. Yes, so your past is calling. Don't answer. There's going to be some people from your past reaching back out to call. I'm telling you, that is why I reiterate. It's kind of like my way of reminding you all, Cancers. I'm talking to men and women that you all are truly sweethearts, really, at your highest frequency. And people will remind you of that. You know, water is reflective, and so, of course, it'll reflect whatever environment that you're in. That's why I say always protect your water. If you're around people who just don't appreciate your kindness, they're looking at your outer shell and where you were raised, where you came from, what they heard about this. So that's not your group of people. You need to get from around them. You are good enough. You are good enough and you are worthy. And you know why? Because Source says so. When the moon moves through Virgo, that lets me know that you know how to look at things through an objective lens. You don't like to be attached to drama. Virgo's symbol is a hermit. Your symbol is a crab. You thrive in hermit mode. You can create in hermit mode, right? That's where you get motivation. That's where you get like your energy just gets revved up in hermit mode, right? So some energies completely had the wrong idea about you, and these are family members. These are family members, familiars, people who have been around you, don't even know you. You take the time, like who? That lets you know that some of y'all have been left out of family stuff since y'all were a child. They don't even know you. That's what this is. Anybody who can step outside of this and look through an objective lens. That's why I don't buy into the, when people say people's families know people and stuff like that. Some people have been so ostracized from their family, their own family wouldn't even debate it. Their family could not tell them if they have tattoos, if they couldn't tell them if their hair is long, short, what color their hair is, what color their eyes are. For real, they couldn't tell them anything. They couldn't tell them anything. They couldn't tell them their height, weight, nothing. So they couldn't tell them the mannerisms. They couldn't tell them what their favorite color is. Couldn't tell them because they don't know them. They if only thing they related by maybe they related by blood. Maybe not. They may not be related by blood. So yeah, total drama. Total drama. So that's what Source is saying. It's time for you to take action. But your past is calling. There's going to be a lot of people from your past. These are people who say they're familiar. They're going to reconnect with you. They didn't know this. They didn't know that. They heard this. They heard that. Somebody told them this and blah, blah, blah. So it's just like, guess what? That for you as a Cancer doesn't work well for you because you thrive in your shell. So the most they're going to get from you, because you're creating something new, is this newfound knowledge. What you're doing is inspiring them to learn more about themselves, right? You're still a sweetheart. You're just inspiring them to learn more about themselves, and that's it. But that's all you got, because you're moving on. You're taking one last look back and you're moving on. That is what I have for you. Because you won't be playing mind games. You're too high vibrational to play the mind games. You're not getting into an argument, no nothing. They would literally be sitting there like they talking to a brick wall, for real. You're not arguing with anybody. But that's what I have for you. Thank you for joining me. Hopefully this has been helpful. But yeah, this almost feels like an extension of your previous reading, but it's good news for you. Good news. People who did not know you Cancers are going to get a better understanding of, even if you have Cancers in your family, they're going to get a better sense of the environment they've been around. So the environment they've been in or around in, whatever. You may tell me, whatever. But that's what I have for you. Hopefully this has been helpful. But like I said, your past is calling. You won't be answering. All right. Bye.